Okay, we can clean it up in editing. I'm gonna go and start now.
Yeah, go for it. We can always delete the first part.
Fix it in post.
Exactly.
Check the gate.
I'm actually surprisingly good at
I
editing.
wasn't saying like, oh my god, you can edit. I just meant I didn't know you could edit. That's cool.
No, it wasn't. I didn't even register what you'd said at all. I was in my own little tangent, like I am most days.
Okay.
It's hard being the sun, right, in the universe.
This is the voice
All
of
right,
Sam.
now back to the music that's been playing for fucking ever. Alrighty.
I like it.
Fix that up. Yeah, make
I will
me
say
less,
it is good
less
hold
cussing.
music. It is good hold music.
Make me less cussy. Actually, don't. I'm gonna cuss a lot.
There's no swearing.
What introduction do you want?
Because I want to be able to play this back to my grandchildren, and they won't know who we are if we don't say hello.
I thought you were gonna say they won't know who we are if we aren't swearing.
That's probably true too, actually.
That's actually okay.
That can't be mine, Nana. There's not at least 30 fucks in there.
It's not my Gammy. She didn't start the sentence with fuck.
On that note, and let's start off. Speed marker and go. Welcome to Embervale, ladies.
Woo!
Yay!
This is episode 1, session 1, whatever we want to call it. We had our session 0, so this is the start off. It's going to be a lot of me talking and somewhat of you reacting, and we're going to go from there. And you guys are going to kind of take the reins on how this story's going to go when we get to you. So we're going to do a little bit of a intro into the world because this is the beginning. So with that, enjoy that the music's repeating once again. Living peacefully atop the sleeping volcano of Mount Ember is the island nation of Embervale. The large and perfectly isolated country is home to a myriad of people, nature, flora, and fauna. Formed centuries ago by the first great eruption, the land is well defined by one imposing mountain range, many dipping valleys, rolling hills, and grand forests dotting the land. The rise from the ocean was a long time ago, so we're going to skip forward a whole bunch to a handful of centuries past the second great eruption, or the third era. Not that that's confusing or anything. Our well-civilized little island has seen its fair share of strife and struggle over the centuries, but is currently sitting pretty calm. The last upheaval was 37 years ago, when the necromancer witch Kendrea rose to power within the walls of the Obsidian Keep. Nearing her peak and attempting to raise a great army of the dead, she was defeated by the warrior prince Defrin and his loyal Knights of the Purple Flame. After a brutal battle, Defrin was the only man remaining, barely alive. This cemented the prince's right to rule, even though he was the second eldest. His older sister, Eloa, gladly stepped aside and instead chose to oversee the Scholar Council as its veiled selectant, or the highest judge for its seats. King Defrin ruled well and married a noblewoman by the name of Stellis. She bore him one son, Julian, before sickness and past injuries clung to him. Unable to have any more children and robbed of his vitality, he counseled his son in the ways of ruling, and before his death asked of him to rule with kindness, loyalty, and courage. He also asked that Prince Julian take care of Arabella. The girl was thought to be the daughter of one of the fallen knights from the battle with Kendrea. The king took her as a ward, and after his death, Julian saw in her a wife. The two grew up together in the palace, and there was said to be true love there between them. But then, a few years later, the truth was freed into the air. Arabella was the daughter of the necromancer witch Kendrea. Rumor and witness soon roiled together. Surely the young king had been enchanted by the evil witch's daughter. It was a plot for revenge and the throne. Servants came forward admitting to see her dark summonings. Credible nobles swore she has been whispering into their ears words of betrayal and promises of power after an uprising. She has also been accused of poisoning the former king. Now, with the veiled selectant's health also failing, there is much turmoil in the court. The choice was out of their hands, and Arabella was sentenced to death for sedition and treachery by the noble council. And that's where our heroes come in, on the fateful day of Queen Arabella's execution. Charclaim is a large, bustling city at the base of Mount Ember. Under the shadow of the sleeping volcano lays the capital, stretching out toward the fertile Golden Ash Valley. Among these busy streets are all the things one could ever want, as long as they had the coin. The Bluefire River splits the noble and common districts, a huge bridge, the connector leading straight to the palace. And this is how we start our tale. With a roll. I need all three of you to roll for me. A d20, please.
Oh, man.
Sam?
I forgot how to do this. How do I do this? It's been a long time.
Underneath little dice in the upper left-hand corner, d20.
Oh, there it is. Oh. Okay.
Alrighty. So, we begin our tale in the dark streets of the West District, not totally out of sight of the Noble Bank. A boat bobs at the shore, tied to a stake. A halfling woman leans against the wall of a home, waiting. Nikki, please introduce your character.
I'm playing Isadora Flightfeet. She is a average size halfling, pretty like a young adult, but she always... Man, I'm much better at this usually. Yeah, just kind of chilling. Likes doing the right thing regardless if it's the lawful thing. And that's Izzy. In a nutshell, she has kind of like her token represents how I decided I kind of want her to look. Shorter cropped brown hair, green eyes, a smattering of freckles, and just a general recklessness. A careful recklessness. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's also very Izzy as well. So.
Alrighty. As Izzy is waiting, she's waiting for her contact, which is there to make a deal, because it's a very auspicious day. And as she waits, from the shadows, she does see a questionable-looking goblin character flip out from the shadows with a baby goblin strapped to his back. He looks around shiftily, and then, upon seeing her, scoots closer. Do you have the stuff? Or, wait, no, am I supposed to have the stuff? I'm not usually the one here in charge. Are you looking for things?
Are you looking for someone who's looking for things?
Well, look. Big Mama sent me. I'm Schooner. Nice to meet you. He holds out a grimy hand.
She takes it.
She takes the hand.
Mm-hmm.
Baby's fast asleep on his back. I was told to offer you some interesting objects from the late, well, soon-to-be late Queen's possession. Are you interested?
Depends on what you have to sell.
Well, I don't have it on me. We're still trying to get it across the river. It's kind of busy today, in case you haven't noticed.
Well,
he jostles.
What a hanging will typically bring out.
Look, we got a hold of some of the things from her room. Certain things that you might be interested in now that she has become quite famous.
All right. Well, if you got something, I'd love to see it.
He looks around shiftily. You do notice he does have a pack like at his side, like a messenger bag, but he's like not quite sure if he should trust you or not. There's also this baby strapped to his back for some reason.
This isn't the first, I'm good for the job. I've completed several in the city in the last couple of days. Big Mama knows she can trust me, otherwise she wouldn't send you out here.
Gunnar looks around, and then he's like, fine. I'm not usually out here. I actually work in the castle, you know.
Oh, nice.
So
How do they treat you there?
Yeah. Well, fine until today. I worked in the Queen's Wing. Well, actually, what the fuck am I saying? Of course, right? Of course they're accusing anybody below her as well, right? Well, a little bit. At least we're not losing our head today.
Yeah, well, it's always tomorrow.
Thanks.
That sounded more negative. I'm sorry. I'm not always. It's been a rough morning. I'm sorry.
Schooner pulls open his pack and he rustles around and things, and he brings out some very nice looking jewelry. Very nice, like obviously in the Queen's colors, which you know to be like a mix of red, blue, and black. That's just kind of her scheme that she's always loved. It was kind of like a mix of the country's colors with a little bit of hint of her own. Like flair. So there's like a mix of kind of like a little bit of jewels of those colors, as well as like dark metals.
What are you wanting for this?
Well, Big Mama wants it as a down payment more than anything else. She's got a bigger score. She's got to move down the river, and she knows you have access to a few more of the boats.
Yeah.
So she wants one of the boats to use.
When is she looking to make a move?
2 nights from now.
Right after dusk?
Yes.
Well, and Izzy kind of like takes the jewelry in her hands for a second and looks back at the goblin and says, I can probably help you out.
All right. Well, we'll trust you for that. And the baby on his back starts to kind of like cry a little bit. Ah, crap! Moving it to in front of him, trying to like. You see this goblin trying to do this like almost stupid dance, trying to quiet the kid. Why did I get take your kid to work day?
Aw, it's precious.
Well, it's better than his mother's. She works in the morgue.
Yeah. Well, you know, family's everything, so treasure what you have while you can.
Right.
I don't know why I've been so depressing today. This is not usually my vibe. After this job is over, like, I'd be happy to, like, get you a coffee and maybe it's just a weird day. You get it. Hangings bring out the worst in people. I'm doing my best, man.
Oh, the queen's gonna lose her head. It's not gonna be pretty.
Did I say hanging? I meant beheading. Again, weird day.
All right. I'm gonna go.
That's fair.
But we have our set date 2 nights from now, right?
Yep.
You'll have a boat down at the normal place, the docks, right?
Yeah. It'll be the 3rd pier.
3rd pier. All right. Well, you know what to do with those jewels. Make sure you're not seen with them.
Of course not, especially not on a big day like this. And she shoves them into her pockets.
He kind of like makes eye contact. He actually does those 2 finger things, like like the finger towards his eyes, towards your eyes, kind of thing. And then he slinks back into the shadows.
Oh wait, I didn't get your name. Oh well.
He said his name was Schooner.
Schooner, thank you. You're right. I thought he was talking about the boat.
Oh no, he's named after. Well, I mean it's the same spelling as the boat.
That's why I was confused. Sorry, my dude. Have a great day.
All right, so you now have these jewels in your possession that are quite questionable, and you know from your work that no good, self-respecting merchant would have these on him right now.
No.
So there's no selling them to a normal shop.
Nothing like waiting for a harvest, right? Okay.
All right, so we're gonna move across the city. Wait, who got next? We're gonna move across the city to a lovely copse of trees right off of the main thoroughfare of the bustling city. Resting among the darkness is one who has traveled many miles and yet is still in search of something. And Sam, could you introduce your character?
Hi. Yes, so my character's name is Mina, and she finally made it into town. It's been so long. She's been traipsing.
And what is Mina up to at the moment?
Well, at the moment she's pretty much just resting in the trees. As a light drow, she's very attuned to nature because that's where she's mainly been living. So since it's been such a long travel, she just kind of wants to relax. But I guess she's doing pretty good now. Probably ready to get up and start actually introducing herself to some people. Introduce them to her goddess. Yeah. Good old proselytizing. Why not?
So, Mina, you are right up next to, you're in this little kind of gathering of trees. Trees kind of intertwine the city a little bit because this is a quite fertile land. Just about every part of the island is quite fertile because of, volcanic ash and that kind of thing. So you're in kind of like a grouping of trees right off of kind of the main spectacle that is going to be taking place. Not far from where you are is a large platform and podium, and on it is a very imposing kind of slab block of obsidian stone, black as night, and it's about the same height as like a normal human's knees. So obviously, this is somewhere that somebody might kneel and rest their head upon. So it's very obvious what it is for. You can see people have already started to gather and kind of mark their spots for the upcoming events. And you do hear chatter from different people passing by. Unless you focus on one conversation over another, you're not going to hear much. There's like a group of ladies talking. There's some others. There's some guards that are muttering nearby. But not far from you is also, shops and that kind of thing. As well as like a temple you're not far from as well. But this is exactly where things are going to go down when it comes to the timing of everything. So you can kind of see just about everything.
Okay. Do the ladies look nice?
They look like some commoner ladies. Just one's got a basket full of vegetables, so she probably just came from the market, and they are probably just standing nearby to see if they can catch a glimpse of the goings-on.
Okay.
The common folk find this interesting, of course. Some nobles that have actually showed up earlier try not to look super interested because, that would be kind of gauche. But they are there to get a good spot.
Okay. Well, since I have absolutely no idea what's happening, because I just arrived, I'd like to approach the commoner ladies and just see if I can chat with them a little bit. Like, see if they won't cower away from me.
Okay. As you approach, you hear one say, I just don't understand how she could have gotten away with it for so long. I mean, she was so sweet and kind when she was introduced to us so long ago, and now I just don't understand. But I think it was just all just an act. She must have seduced the older king too. And they seem to be gossiping about this. You approach, do you say anything, or just kind of sidle up?
I kind of move directly near them and I go, hello, ladies. Hello. What is this festival? Is a play? Is nice. It looks very nice. Is it fun today? Is fun?
They both exchange looks, and then look at you. They don't seem to be looking at you because of how you look. There is a very big mix of people around. You see humans, orcs, elves, like all kinds. They seem to be looking at you because they are surprised you don't know what's going on. There's a pause, and then she kind of looks you up and down, kind of guessing that you're a traveler of some kind from very far away. And then she kind of lowers her voice and says, yes, the queen, the queen is going to be, well, I guess, former queen now. They've stripped her from her title. She's going to be executed today for seducing or sedition and treachery and all sorts of things. There's witnesses that have said she's such an evil person. She poisoned the old king, and now there's rumors that she's poisoned the veiled selectant as well. It's just I just can't believe this.
Oh no, that sounds awful. this is queen is had poisoned everyone. This queen, and now she is die.
She will be losing her head today. Yes.
Oh, it's evil queen, huh? Evil is very bad. I do not approve.
Well, yes, evil is definitely looked down upon here. The scholar nobles have deemed her guilty of the crime. They held court. Of course, us common folk aren't invited to such things, so we weren't privy to that. That which went down. But we have been assured that she has been found guilty of these crimes, and the punishment, of course, is death.
Yes, it makes sense. Is she maybe has control on her from Lolth? Is Lolth here?
They exchange looks, and then who?
It's no one. It's fine. It's no one. You think is hard to meet the queen? Because maybe I meet her and I introduce to my goddess. She is perfect goddess. She very nice. She maybe make no evil queen no more if I meet.
Well, that sounds very nice, dear, but I believe she's going to lose her head today, so I'm not entirely sure there's a lot of redeeming of her character at this point.
It's maybe possible. Where's she? Where's she now?
Well, she... you see the woman glance at, a large clock tower kind of nearby, then she looks back. Well, she's due to be put to death pretty soon, so I can't think that she'd be anywhere else but on her way. And she kind of looks at her friend, and they both kind of start to scoot away, obviously trying to get closer to the podium.
Okay,
and maybe away from the newcomer.
Yes, you are no helpful me. It's okay. You are very nice. Thank you for telling me in the first. It's goodbye. Then she walks off. And runs over. She just walks over to one of the guards that's nearby and she says, "Hello, I am looking for the queen. I want to introduce my goddess and make her no more evil."
The guards exchange looks, and it looks like they might be trying to decide whether you're drunk or just very lost. They consider each other for a second, and then say, "She's had her last rites at the temple. There's nothing more to be done. She will be put to death upon the hour. Move along, citizen. If you need more help or anything, go find one of the vendors." And there are vendors nearby at this absolutely disgusting circus of a thing that are selling questionable things, such as voodoo dolls of the queen, toy axes, and terrible children's storybooks that are extreme hyperbole of the events.
I don't want
That's
to
amazing.
foreshadow too much, but I'm going to tell you, in my heart, I feel like Izzy being so close to all this, I don't really think the queen should be executed. But, that's how...
I don't know.
That's where I'm
Nikki, give me a history check.
It's
And this will kind of go for your family and their connections. So
somebody cross their fingers. I got a +1. We'll see if that does anything.
See if you paid attention in history.
Fucking kind.
You gave yourself.
Whoa, dang.
Yay!
But
I'm first things first. I'm the realist. Okay.
So Izzy, your family is not a scholar noble, but they are like more of a noble merchant class kind of thing. Because that's what you said your dad did. Is that he's more so he's more money oriented than he is in like the scholar nobles are the ones that end up on the seats.
Run a pretty big I'm thinking pretty big like kind of shipping lines. We don't really make any of the goods that we ship out or deal with.
You are more the courier, the river couriers. Like that's
why that's what the flight feets do. That's why we're called flight feets.
Yep. You know how you and your family are totally with the currents and that kind of thing. So you're not super close to the scholar nobles because that is all school oriented. It's nearest the palace and that kind of thing. I know. But you do know you have a few different contacts. You know, your family is also not super old money, but your dad did well for himself, and possibly had help from his dad, but you're not super old money. So I wouldn't say you have, like, the best history with what happened 37 years ago, but your dad's, older. Your parents are older, and that kind of thing. You at least know from their stories, at least, that the necromancer witch did a shit ton of bad things. Like, gore and fire in her wake, basically. Like, yes, what she did and what she promised to do was akin to making the volcano go off again. Like, it's bad, very, very bad. Anything from her, basically anything she touched was bad, turned bad, that kind of thing. And that could go for her daughter. It wasn't one of these. She was good, something bad happened to her, and she went bad. There's not a lot said about her history. So she kind of was just.
So there's not a lot of history of the Necro Witch, right? That's
right.
What you're saying.
She kind of just appeared as evil, and was there. Like suddenly her name was there. She was there. Bad things were there. Anything she touched went bad. So it's one of those things of her daughter was from her. And truth be told, you haven't seen a birth certificate, so you have absolutely no clue how to verify that. However, the queen is not denying it. She never has. Being in this city, you have heard this, she has not denied she is the daughter. She has professed her innocence, but there has been, again, this is all history you would know because if you're 18, I will give you this, and you live in the city. From, news around the city, a little bit of rumor, but a good portion of things spread by the scholar nobles, that witnesses have come forward, and there has been evidence against her, and there's just a good chunk of this seems way too weird to be just coincidence. Some shady shit is going on. And it's pointing at the queen.
I don't know. I don't trust the scholar nobles, though. Like, you said it yourself. They all bookie and shit. There's not a lot to be done with that. So maybe, they acting all smart, and they're the ones that are spreading the shit. That's what I think.
Okay,
I'm excited to see when you meet up with.
In your
also Izzy is very for the common man.
Cool.
I think I wrote on one of her things I started writing for her.
Robin Hood,
yes, sees the means, basically.
Okay. So you're a smuggler, but it's Robin Hood smuggling, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've all got our little fetishes, I guess. So here we are.
Yes, you do know from your contacts that there is a certain amount of people who do believe that the queen is redeemable. However, there is still a good chunk of fucking fear that they don't want the horrors that happened almost 4 decades ago to happen again. And this was a really, really bad thing. So it's almost like, not fear-mongering, that's not what I'm going for. But,
it's superstition, it's just, right? Being driven by superstition.
Yeah, right. And, it's one of those do we let it continue and possibly cause hysteria? That kind of thing. So it's like the common lady said, even though you weren't there. Nobody was there at the court, so you don't exactly know what went down. You just know that there has been witnesses and evidence, and enough strikes against her.
Shit.
That,
with enough
warrant...
coin, there can be plenty, like as many witnesses as you can afford. That don't mean nothing. Okay.
There was 30 hours of body cam footage that was deleted.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on.
No, you're fine. No,
cool.
you wouldn't. You know from your contacts that you're not alone in this thinking. However, it is a giant beast to try and fight.
Yeah, probably also dangerous as fuck.
Yep.
Yeah. Well.
And I'm probably giving you a lot more than you need, but that's what you got.
Yay. Okay. Sorry. Thank you.
Cool. And I make my next move. I know
Okay.
exactly what I'm gonna do. Because I don't know this information. I mean, I know this information, but Mina doesn't know this information.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So
So
I'm
the
still...
guards kind of shoo you off. They're like,
No,
they
no,
got
I am
they got
bothering
guarding
them
to
still.
do. Oh,
Nope.
okay.
I'm still there. They can't get rid of me.
The guards
I'm
look
insistent.
agitated.
She's like, Strasvusha, bitches.
Yes, and I say, okay, I am understand that she very bad, is very evil, no save, right? And I think get rid evil because make people happy. You see, I believe happy. We all be happy and have freedom. So I very good with my long sword. And
Sword.
I'm very good. Yes. And I help execution.
Oh my
I
god.
help execution. So I need you tell me where she is, and I help.
Oh.
Yes, for the good peoples.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Roll for persuasion with
Holy
disadvantage.
Shit. Jesus Christ, Sam.
With disadvantage, because you're a foreigner. They have no idea who you are, what you're talking
You're
about.
gonna end up in jail, you crazy bitch.
Oh my god!
She said bitch bat. She said bitch bat.
Oh my god!
We have been playing for less than an hour, and she's already just like, I'll cut her head off.
23 and 22. God damn you!
Fuck.
Wait, that's disadvantage.
Yeah.
I
That's
That
what
was with
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
They holy
She rolled a 19 and an 18.
outside.
Yeah, I know. I make sure that I need prisoner queen.
They're like,
I
shit,
make
you
sure
know,
no escape.
they're like,
I'm very
Randy's
good.
axe is pretty dull, so maybe.
God damn it. Okay, so
Yeah, he never fucking sharpens that thing.
all right. So
What's
the
your
guards
total?
look at each other. They look at you. They look at your sword. They also look to the giant black axe that is on the podium, very shiny and very sharp. And they look kind of unsure. They're also off to the side. They're not exactly here to like orchestrate the thing. They're more like crowd control. So they're like, okay, you can get up close and maybe you can help clean up the blood or something. I don't know what you're into. I don't know why you're really into this. The executioner's
I am
already been
into
chosen.
freedom.
He's kept anonymous for a reason. You know, hood and all that. But we'll get you up
Close that
close,
line.
I guess.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yes, I will stand up there too. I will.
No,
stand
not on the
too.
podium. You can't be on the podium.
I will be on the podium.
No,
Thank you very
only
much.
clean. No, only accused and executioner.
Oh my god. I always thought that they wore a hood so they didn't get blood on their face, but that makes so much more
Oh
sense.
no, it's to remain anonymous. Yeah,
That
it's
makes
to
so
remain
much more
anonymous,
sense.
so they aren't looked upon as killers.
Oh, Mina
Jesus
is now
Christ.
walking directly to the stage.
Jesus.
Well, you're stopped by two guards, and I'll just tell you now. So these guards look different. The guards you just talked to are basic city guards in just basic armor. There's nothing special about them. The ones you're approaching are scholar guards. So
Okay.
they have armor that's a little bit shinier, and there's the tabard, the front, cloth is like in a parchment color, lined in red. And they look a lot more imposing and a lot more serious. And as soon as you approach, they look on guard and they stop you at least 5 feet away, and basically say, "Halt! No, you cannot be back here. No, nobody can step on the stage except the accused and the executioner."
And I say, "Oh, it's good to hear because I am help execute. I give okay from those guards," and I point to the other guard.
Holy shit!
And they're doing the like shaking of their head and the like
That's the day they lost their jobs.
Yeah, the cut it out motion. Like, no, that is not what we said. She could catch the blood at the edge of the stage if she's really that into it.
Like turn it into the fucking. What is that? What's that goblet? The Holy Grail. The Holy Grail.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I know this joke. I know things.
These guards are also brandishing very, very sharp-looking halberds, and they have crossed them in that customary pattern, and do not look like they want to be messed with. And they say, "No, you can have a spot near the edge of the stage, and that is it. You cannot step on the stage."
I really love that the most chaotic person in this so far is not the rogue. That's doing a lot for me. It's the fucking paladin.
Paladin.
I'm a chaotic good paladin.
Paladin's about to get her ass kicked.
So I say, "Oh, okay, is nice. So is okay. I am a crusader of my goddess. Her name Elistrei. You hear her? Elistrei is my goddess. She believe in good freedom. So I am here. I help. I stand by stage. You look mad. I try help. I stand by stage, and if that bad looky X, if it no work, I can help. I jump up. I use my longest sword, and I help. Yeah, I am here to help your city fight the evil. You're welcome."
Yeah. Yeah. Just stand over there, ma'am. Thank
Okay.
you.
Perfect.
Okay. I stand. I waiting. I wait for I help.
Okay, so they managed to get you a ringside seat, apparently. And this podium is about probably like your chin height, so it's very tall. But there's guards. There's a good chunk of these scholar guards that are around, and they seem to be there to make sure this thing goes off without a hitch. No pun intended. So we're gonna leave Mina there to her
Perfect.
devices.
Yeah, all I'm doing is I'm just introducing myself to every guard and telling them all the exact same thing.
They start directing you towards a temple, trying to be like, if you want to proselytize, go over there. This
is a non-profitatory zone between 3 and 5.
This is no soliciting. Jehovah Witness, no area. Kind of, I don't know what you want.
Oh Christ!
So while she's attempting to start a new Jonestown, we're gonna move to the front gates, where there is just a small bit of commotion, because a new character has entered and is attempting to enter, and we will go to Mina, or not Mina, Fee. And Kylie, if you want to introduce Fee.
Greetings. So I am Fee. I am a traveler with my family and my caravan. We move from place to place wherever is helpful, wherever is needed, and wherever is profitable for the family. And we will tell fortunes, perform stories, do dances, play music, and do whatever is needed to help the city. I am the eldest child of my father and mother. They are the leaders of the caravan. So my father's name is Ren, and my mother's name is Jewel. And I have a little brother named Fel, and Rue is my grandma. And we are basically kind of the leaders of the caravan. My father makes all the decisions on where we go, but then it's pretty much like all the shiny trinkets and the dancing and twirling and bright colors that brings people in. So he leaves that to the ladies.
Okay, so your family has approached the front gates. This city kind of has a wall along the front and sides all the way up to the Bluefire River. So it's more of a defense thing just in case. It hasn't really been used as against armies or anything like that. But there are a good number of guards out today because of what is going on today. So you do, your family approaches and your father goes up, Ren goes up to speak to the guards. You can see them from your spot. You can see him speaking to the guards. And the guards look kind of suspicious, or suspiciously at you. And kind of looks over the caravans. Their eyes definitely lingering on the three obvious people. Just kind of trying to make out what's going on here. They seem to speak back and forth before your father comes back, and he speaks to you and your mother. Well, darling, they are quite busy today. There seems to be an execution going on. The Queen, I didn't know that was happening today.
Execute a queen.
Well, you do if she's done many of the bad things she has been charged with.
That is unfortunate.
I know we don't normally mix into politics very well. So
I don't like politics.
No, none of us do, except your grandmother. But don't get her started. She's a Kendaya.
You can hear from the back of the wagon. Grandma's just like, "Did I ever tell you?"
She's a Kendaya denier. We don't need to humor her right now.
No.
Yes. If he says we can go in, but we must not try and set up anywhere near the new the podium where the tragic event will be taking place. I don't think we should set up anywhere near there anyway. But there is green space that we are more than welcome to use. So if we go in, if you would like to go out and scout out some areas, you are more than welcome. Please, we are going to make sure your brother does not go near the tragic epicenter as it is. If you could be so kind to make sure he does not follow you, that would be very nice. Well, your grandmother can't walk, so she's not going anywhere anyway. You see Grandma behind us in like this makeshift wheelchair, like the wood, and like
This is giving me the stop telling everybody I'm dead.
You're not dead, Mother. We love you. But
He's like, yeah, I call bullshit on that.
we just don't want your brother to see what could go on. But if you would like to go in,
Of course, he is
ahead of
very impressionable.
Yes. And you see Rue is kind of... He's one of those that's like... He's not really decided whether he wants to settle on like a one look quite yet. You see, like, he's the one that will change his hair color every 5 minutes just because he can. And changes... Like, he's kind of like the emo phase, but it's not always dark. Like, it's just rainbow. But he's still young. So he's... definitely should probably not witness an execution, especially a beheading. So you are told by your father to go inside and start scouting out or look around while they send the news down the caravan and start moving on the inside.
Okay. So as soon as we get inside, I'm going to hop down from the wagon and then kind of move towards like move along the buildings, and then what is kind of the overall look of the citizens in the town? Like what do they look like? What do they wear?
It's commoner. It's not rags. Like I said, there's not like an overall poverty problem or anything like that. So pretty, lower middle class kind of thing for medieval times, basically. So normal, beige, brown, white apron kind of things. With skirts. Not a lot of flamboyance unless their duty or job calls for it. So there are some, questionable ladies that are walking around that have some and gentlemen have some questionable colors and that kind of thing. Or you'll see, of course, the guards have their, different things on. Commoner stats with like normal everyday jobs are gonna have, the commoner dress of trousers, shirt, that kind of thing. Nothing too fancy. The overall prevailing is brunettes and brown eyes. If you want to go that way.
Yeah. So then I'm gonna use
and a mix of races. So it's kind of hard to pin down a race there.
Okay. So I'm gonna just kind of slip into like a nearby alleyway and make sure no one's looking. And I'm going to change, my body will start to shift from like blue hair and colorful colorful clothes and stuff like that. And after a moment I step back out, I have like a long brunette braid, and I'm just wearing like a basic white blouse, black bodice, and maybe a green skirt. Very much like your generic NPC human. And then I'm gonna start walking towards the epicenter of all the stuff.
You hear a cat call from a nearby farmer's. Look, a generic lady, and then.
Do you want to make some generic kids?
You've got some pretty generic features. And you happily
have a
blend into
a generic good time.
And then when you walk away, they get mad. This is a generic slur.
Great.
Yes.
But you blend into your surroundings. You're not. Nobody really second guesses you. You look like you don't look like the caravan anymore. You definitely look like you are a villager here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Fee and her family are still from Embervale, correct? Unlike Mina, you guys have lived here your entire. So
yeah,
you do
we
have
are from Embervale. We just don't really settle in one place, so we don't really have like a hometown. It's always just been the caravan.
Okay. So you kind of know what's going on just from, news around the kingdom at least. Maybe you didn't, like your father said, you didn't know it was going to happen today. You just knew something pretty bad had happened in the palace. The king is okay, as far as you know, and there's no war going on. Like, those are the big things that your caravan has to kind of know about. And the taxes. But as far as you know, something bad's going to go down today, and it involves the queen dying, possibly. Probably. And that's just about as much as you know, but you have kind of the same options Mina had. There's some villagers about, there's shops about, there's guards about, and down the road you can see that a crowd is starting to gather even more and more.
So yeah, I'm gonna kind of stay towards the back of the crowd a little bit, but just kind of listen into conversations and see like people's different opinions on this, and mostly just kind of, it sounds bad, but it's like Fee has been kind of taught to not only look for good places to set up the caravan or to basically gather the most crowds, but also to draw crowds to the area that would benefit her family the most. She's basically been taught to be like advertisement.
Okay. Got
So
it.
she's like
Okay.
listening for anyone who's just like, man, I don't know how this day, like this is just so depressing and da da da. Just so she can be like, yeah, this is just like the worst. But I did see like this caravan of like really kind of unique looking people setting up. Maybe they got some cool stuff. We can use that as a pick me up
Oh,
after the execution.
Retail
traveling
therapy.
advertising. Yeah.
Retail therapy.
So, Nikki, pause recording if you can, or edit this out. I have to go to the bathroom really quick. Sorry, but I really have to go. I will be right back.
Probably.
Yeah, hold on.
We're good.
So, Fee is then walking down, and she's blending in. You said you were just you're looking around for places to kind of gather crowds and people to, quote unquote, advertise to. So we've got proselytizing and advertising. Love it. And felonizing from the other one.
I got him. Amazing.
So as you're walking along, you're kind of dropping hints here or there. There seem to be some interested people, but there's kind of an overall prevailing a feeling of somber, like a somber feeling. It's not. This isn't really like a celebration. It's not one of those where everybody's like, "Yay, we're gonna execute somebody." It's not exactly that feeling. But so you do get a few people who are like, "Yeah, that would be nice." Maybe later. We just
Yeah.
yeah,
And
but
I definitely don't try and push it or anything like that, but I'm just
right.
like, I know that we'll be there a few days, so it's like, just get the word out now, and then we'll like let the mood perk up again.
Perk up.
Maybe. We'll see.
So yeah. So but you see kind of like a slow, steady river of people basically heading towards this podium. You're catching more of that gossipy kind of thing. The people like, oh, I can't believe she did this, or oh no, I saw it coming, or of course she would, she's the daughter of that witch, and just all like a mix of things. So it's not like, and it's not perfectly split, like you don't have half the people who say she deserves it and half the people who say she doesn't. It's this weird mix of people were scared and are scared, and so they definitely don't want what happened almost 40 years ago to happen again. So they're kind of like, it's almost like a good chunk of feeling is this has got to happen kind of thing.
Okay. And then, like, throughout the entire time, I'm also constantly kind of like looking around to see if I can spot any hint of Bell nearby, just to make sure that he didn't follow. Because
Oh no,
since
your
he still has-
parents kept Bell back.
Okay.
They
Well, I
let
know
you
they-
go and made sure he stayed
Okay.
back.
I knew they wanted me to like make sure he didn't follow, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess I'm just kind of.
Now, Grandma, on the other hand, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh God, I can tell when she's coming.
you hear the telltale wheels squeaking.
Squeak, squeak, squeak. God damn it, Grandma. But yeah, like kind of taking a cue from the room. I'm just like, oh, or quote unquote room. I'm just kind of now, just kind of somberly, morbidly, curiously watching and waiting.
Yeah.
And
So
kind of just looking around and scanning the crowd.
okay, you are close enough to this podium that you are looking around, and you see just about everybody doing the same thing. They look a lot like you, because you.
Kylie? Leah?
Leah? Leah? Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh. Am I here?
Yes.
Yes.
Now you're
Okay.
here.
Okay.
You're here. You're back.
So I don't know where you lost me. So
we lost you right
basically-
at the beginning of you talking.
Yeah, it's like I look like everybody, and
Oh.
I'm just looking around, and everybody kind of
Yes.
looks the same as me.
yeah, so you're in a crowd of just about everybody who looks, similar to you because you look like a lot of the other townsfolk. The only one who looks out of place is the one that's very proud of her sword, saying she can help. And that's you see her. She's really the only one who looks different, and she seems to be trying to talk to just about everybody. And that's it. That's what you see. Besides the
Okay.
podium.
Yeah, I'm definitely noticing the strange one saying that she helps. She helps.
Also, she is the only one who would look like her. Drow, and even though she's a light drow, technically she's a drow.
Yeah.
Drow they're not from here a lot. Like, you don't see them in Embervale, like, at all. So she definitely looks out of place, in race and dress and attitude and accent. You know what? She just doesn't belong.
She's just weird. So yeah, I'm definitely like kind of intrigued and drawn in by her because even as a traveler and stuff like that, I haven't seen. Have I seen many drow? Would you say?
No.
Okay.
Drow are actually not from Embervale at all. They're
Okay.
from the Underdark. I'll take from that storyline. They're from the Underdark, which is kind of like a underworld is the best way to put it, I guess.
Okay.
But when they come to the surface, they few and far between, and they're not from Embervale originally. Mina would have gotten here on a boat.
Okay. So yeah, I'm definitely exceptionally curious now that I've seen a race that I've never seen before and could now possibly add to my repertoire. So I kind of step a little closer and like I've got
That's awesome.
the curious head tilt, kind of just analyzing everything about her and just assuming that this is how all drow suddenly are. Like just suddenly being like, this must be normal.
There's
And so I'm
actually a
like-
TED Talk I showed my students about the dangers of a single story, which is what you're describing right now.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah. And so just kind of walking closer and just staring at her and kind of just
She gets the total wrong
completely
misconception
intrigued.
and goes and meets a different drow, and it's an Underdark drow.
Oh God. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like very clearly focused on her, but like not really like gung-ho about like, I'm gonna go talk to her. I'm gonna watch. Cause she's strange.
So you're just hearing, I help, I cut the head. I help. That's all you hear. Just over and over.
And you hear the guards going, just stay back, please. Just. They obviously aren't like getting aggressive because they kind of think you're, stupid. So, so they're not like trying to get aggressive or anything. They kind of just. They're doing that sibling thing. They're not actually doing it, but it's like the metaphorical of just holding your head while you swing your arms kind of thing. They're being like nice as they can be, but they're definitely being stern. That's really all you're hearing from the guards.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have clocked the drow. She is gung-ho on whatever the hell she's doing. Izzy, you have your ill-gotten gains, and you know that the unceremonious ceremony is going to be underway soon. Are you going to partake?
Well, it would be more suspicious if I wasn't there.
Hey, it's your story, ladies.
Yeah.
It's true.
So yeah, I'm gonna making my way downtown, walking fast, faces passing our heads down.
Aww.
Awesome.
Okay. So the mood starts to get quiet as soon as the clock chimes. And you start kind of feeling, everybody starts feeling, the moment kind of thing. As the guards, there's more guards lining up on the large bridge that goes across the river to the palace. I didn't put more bridges. I need to put more bridges. And the kind of moment is upon everybody. From the palace, you see 3 guards walk in front, and they are not alone, but they are not escorting the queen. One escorts a large black stallion who looks very put out with being in the kind of ratty reins he has, and he looks kind of unkempt, like he hasn't been brushed in a few days, and he looks a little agitated. And he's kind of like pulling against his reins, but this guard's pretty strong, so he's pulling him along. And then behind him are two other guards, each with a dog. One is leading kind of like a wolfhound looking dog, kind of big, hunched, scraggly, dark fur, very unhappy, and he's muzzled. And then the one after that looks akin to a retriever. He's not kind of glassy-eyed, doesn't quite know what's going on, is happy to walk wherever he's being led. They both sport, both the dogs sport collars. You can't quite see, any of you can't quite see from where you are what the collars are. You just can see they've got collars on, and both being led by ropes by these guards. And these animals are stood beside the podium in kind of like this this area over here, as like weird spectators. Like you're not entirely sure what's going on. But you see them. They are guided out.
Are these the queen's pets?
Izzy, you would know. Yes, the queen was an animal lover, and these were her prized pets. She rode the horse a lot. She'd be seen riding a lot, and then these are the two dogs that she kept near her a good portion of this time.
If they fucking kill the pets, it's on.
The pets are not on the podium; they are just beside it.
I do not approve.
And then you see a procession come out. More guards. Again, these are the scholar guards with those scroll-colored tabards. With them, you also see a man in what looks like kind of like minister's robes kind of thing. And he seems to be carrying an emblazoned scroll kind of thing that you kind of guess is like the edict kind of thing. And then behind, you see, surrounded by four very heavily guarded, four heavily armored guards, is the queen. She's this tall figure, slender, very beautiful. If she didn't look a little, roughed up, she's got very, very long, like lavender blonde hair, and these very, very intense, icy blue eyes. She's wearing prisoner's rags. This is like a very plain dress kind of thing that's torn up. She looks like she's been in confinement for a while. There are like heavy chains around her wrists and ankles. She is also, everybody's looking at her, like making sure they're watching for like every move she makes. And she is being escorted towards this podium, and the entire crowd is very quiet. And as they watch as she's escorted to this podium. She and the man that's in a hood, kind of like a burly man, steps up onto the podium. Not even the minister steps up there. He steps beside it, and he opens this scroll. And you hear him announce, Arabella, daughter of Kendrea the Wicked, you stand charged and found guilty of sedition, treachery, attempted murder, and use of magic against the good people of Embervale. You are to kneel before them in penance and forfeit your head in price. You hear more rumors go across the crowd, and it almost feels like you expected there to be more. It was just a sentencing. They didn't even seem to deem her worthy of anything else besides you are being charged with this and now you're going to die for it. And she is escorted forward, and upon the look of the minister, who nods, she is allowed to give last words. She steps forward, the chains clanking, all the guards are at the ready just in case. Because they don't know really what magic she has, so it's could be a word for all they know, so they're at the ready just in case. The queen, in this icy glare, looks out over the crowd, but as she looks out over the people, her eyes soften and she says, "Good people, I have howled into the darkness my innocence, and none have believed. I stand before you broken and stripped bare like the animal you have collared me as. May what I lose today be a gain to you. I only ask that you not allow my crimes to leash you to sorrow. She then steps back behind that plinth, that obsidian block, basically. She kneels before it and leans forward, her head at the edge. The crowd looks on as the executioner raises his axe. Everybody seems to hold their breath. There's a tense moment before it comes straight down in a sickening thud. Into the basin before falls the queen's head. And the crowd is deathly quiet. The ominous silence and murmurs that goes through makes everybody feel unsure. Is it over? That can't be it. But it is. The woman is dead. What more can there be? You hear weird moments of clapping from some people, the people who probably believed that she was evil, and some cheers, which is kind of awkward. Nobody really feels fulfilled.
I'm
It's
cheering.
just but she's cheering. And then the minister looks ready to just roll up the scroll and go until the sky begins to darken. The clouds above thicken and a sharp snap of lightning streaks across the sky. People gasp and scream, but is it out of surprise? Look, someone shouts. The blood that was spilling over the basin, the obsidian plinth that was the end of the queen, is suddenly on fire. Blue flames lick at the life liquid and dance around the body. An inferno engulfs the woman's form, and it is suddenly standing. Dark magic surrounding her body. In the place where the head would be, a specter of pure flame and magic appears with tresses made of moving, licking fire. Black armor appears on her form as her blood seems to completely return to her form. You have
That
merely
is not normal.
You have merely struck down the last of the humanity that held me. You left only hatred and betrayal to feed me. Now you shall all pay for what I shall see the entire country bathed in fire, blood, and death. Fire and shadow shoot from her form, catching on anything flammable. People run and scream in the chaos. Magic encompasses the horse, tearing at the reins in the knight's hands. Terrified, he releases, and the steed races to...
Oh no, I can't hear her.
And now I lost her too. No, not in this moment. Leah, come back.
Son of a bitch!
Sure.
Okay.
I'm here.
Yes.
Oh, you're back.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I think it's our internet going in and out. Or was
It's okay, we can hear you now.
The
They
horse
were
broke
licking
free.
Fire.
Okay, terrified, he
horse-
releases, and the steed races to its rider. The flames engulf him, and he is suddenly a beast of nightmares, breathing flame from his nostrils. The wolf then jumps up, tearing at his binds, and accepts the infernal magic, forming a large monster of jet black fur, huge teeth, and fiery eyes. As you look on, well, those still looking on, the remaining pup whimpers and also pulls at the leash, but is unsure in what direction. The knight has no idea what to do with the thing he's holding.
Can
As-
I
as
whistle
night-
for the dog?
Everybody's screaming.
Can I
There's
run
a
over
lot going
there
on.
to it?
Okay, so you run over to this knight holding this dog.
Yes.
Okay. What do you do? This knight has not exactly sure what he's doing.
I'm not
but he's
even
holding-
dealing with him. I'm looking right at the dog and saying, hey, you've got to calm down. It's going to be okay. Come, we've got to get out of here.
I need an animal handling check.
Fuck. Ah.
Nice.
The dog looks at you. He's somewhat calm, even though it's kind of crazy. But he's afraid. Like, yes, you have gotten his attention, but yet he's a dog that's scared. So he's looking at you, pulling at the leash. The knight has suddenly noticed you, and he's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? This is the queen's dog." Meanwhile, on the podium, the queen has mounted this horse, and the wolf is at her side. The crowd has pretty much scattered, and below her, the stone itself seems to catch fire.
Do you want to be here with it, or would you rather just go ahead and let me deal with the problem?
Give me a persuasion check. Or intimidation, whichever you think will do better.
Well, oh well.
This is the queen's dog. What
Does
what's
that
going on? I have to
look-
keep a hold.
Does that look like the queen up there anymore?
Well, I mean, it looks like kind of like her mother. Fine. Here. Just take it. Shit. And he runs off with some of the other knights who look ready to jump the podium and attack the queen. The dog is now loose, and
I
he's
was
looking to
holding
bolt.
it.
Okay, have you
I'm
grabbed
holding
the
its
leash?
leash, yeah.
Okay, give me a strength check really quick. Check something really quick. Okay, that'll do it. You hold on to this dog. He is pulling at that line very tightly, and he's
Can I
terrified.
run over to help?
Yeah, you run over to help.
Okay,
give
so
me
I definitely, considering I'm in the middle of the road, I'm getting out of the way. And so I noticed her struggling with the dog, so I just decided to run over. And just to add in this, the moment that the hatchet or sword came down, I flinched enough that now my hair has gone white. Like, it's still in the same style, but has flinched, freaked me out enough that my hair is now stark white. So I run over, and I kneel down, kind of like she was more focused on the dog than anything. And
There's
so it's
people,
like an
those
animal
people
handling.
running around you. Yeah, give me an animal handling.
Ugh. So 13.
He's still scared, but now he's got two people that are around him that he thinks he can trust. He's kind of looking back and forth between you, and suddenly the queen jumps from the podium, or the horse jumps from the podium. The wolf at her heel, and they dash down the road towards the open gate, leaving fire behind them.
Wait. I run after. I am running
After the queen?
After the queen, and I am just screaming, No, evil, you come, you accept my goddess, you come back here, and I take care of you.
There is fire behind her.
Jesus, beheadings bring out the weirdest fucking people.
She's going to get herself killed.
You will find the light of any stray, you will come, you will dance with us in moon.
She's on a
I'm
horse.
running.
She's on a horse, and there's fire trailing behind her. So, give me an agility, dexterity save.
Dex save? Okay.
Yeah, because you need to avoid some fire.
Oh, I put it. It shouldn't be disadvantaged, but still.
Either way, it's a 12.
12. Hold on.
Yeah,
one
oof.
second.
Oofta.
Man, my dex just goes.
You take 3 damage.
Okay, so I stop.
Any guard that comes near her, it's almost kind of like a solar flare type thing. They are batted away by fire itself, almost.
Second.
What?
She's heading toward the main gate.
Yes.
Where
The road.
caravan is?
Isn't that where the caravan is?
Well, it's been a while. They pulled through. They pulled in.
Okay. As long as I don't have to worry about my family getting run over by a flaming fire stallion thing.
No, she is. She seems to have left the scene. There's still chaos going on though, because there are buildings that are around you that have caught fire, and the guards are kind of at a loss for what to do. They are trying to send things up the command. There's also this dog who is pulling at this leash still, and is kind of he's calmed a little bit, but he is unsure of what is going on.
We've got to get out of here.
Yeah, you do have a fugitive dog, basically.
Yeah, I've got to get out of here. Are you coming?
Sure. Where are we going?
Don't want to bring this. Well, won't be the strangest thing I've brought home. Let's go there.
Where is there?
This way. Leads.
Okay.
Mina, so you now look out of place. The guards who are kind of at ill at ease right now see the only person that looks very out of place.
Hey!
Uh-oh. And yeah, they're not gonna like how I look.
Moon lady. I don't
and
know.
you were waving a sword, I think.
So
Sword lady.
Izzy's just shouting, "Oi, Moon lady!
Huh? Hey, that's me. Me?
Yes, come preach to me about your bullshit religion.
Oh, I'm coming.
Yes, faster than that though. And I'm like being. I'm starting to try and pull this dog in that direction along with these two strangers.
So this dog with this leash, as soon as Mina is within reach, this dog does this strange maneuver where he wraps the leash around all three of you, and suddenly you disappear.
What?
And you reappear in a different part of the city, what you would know as the west side of the story.
And it's the dog with us.
Yes, the dog is with you.
Oh, I imagine we're like dog piled on top of each other.
Yep. And even though you can kind of hear the chaos in like the other part of the city, and you can see flames, you seem to be in a quieter part because everybody is kind of towards the chaos, and the dog looks like he's the happiest fucking person in the world right now.
That's some neat trick there, Pooch.
Beep-a-bee.
It's almost like he disappeared in the blink of an eye.
Are you a blink dog?
He just he slobbers on your feet.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Ooh,
so
that
cute.
tickles.
Gross, but it's cute.
So now that you are close, you can see he has like on, but it's more like the best way to put it is like an ascot. Like he's got like a like a little bandana kind of looking thing, and he is wearing a sigil on it that is a shield with a purple flame in the middle. And under that, stitched into it, are the letters JD.
Is that your name, boy? JD?
He barks.
Oh, lovely.
Cute.
Well,
It's okay.
fuck. That was not how today was supposed to go.
I have not seen executions before, but I'm pretty sure that's not what's supposed to happen.
You're fucking right. That's not what's supposed to happen.
I mean, are we surprised? I hear she evil queen. She evil
No,
queen.
that's just
that
some
she evil.
bullshit rumor set out by those scholar bastards.
I don't. What a scholar bastard.
The
What
the guy with he was the scroll, the one who had that edict who was listing off the bullshit crimes.
This rude man. He read books.
Yeah.
Scholar bastard.
Yes.
Okay.
Honestly, most of
We
them
teach
are.
her
I don't
so many wrong terms.
think I've met one scholar bastard that was like not a bastard. So
They know their father.
They're not like instantly evil.
It's
It's not like the Sith.
Their father is scholar bastard.
She's like taking notes.
Okay.
this is gonna end up with one day of me just bringing to Mina, look what I taught her.
I learned S-hits. It's nice.
I learned it. It is warmer for head, no?
S is for forehead. Is on is nice like a boat.
Well, shit. I don't actually know where Izzy's house is in this town.
So Izzy, you got to the commoner side of the city in a boat. You technically live on the noble side, and that was your little dinghy that was there earlier. You rowed across the river to meet with Schooner.
Oh shit!
So
No, that's in 2 days. Never mind. We're okay.
so you rowed across the river to meet Schooner. So you would need to get back across the river to the noble's side.
Do you all? Well, I don't know. You might have a place to stay, but maybe introductions. My
None of you know each other's names.
my name is Izzy. I prefer Izzy. I would love you to call me Izzy. My name is also Isadora, but I prefer Izzy, and I would really love Izzy. And this is JD, the dog.
Dog barks. JD barks. He knows his name. That's
I
all.
don't know what came over me. He's a very good-looking dog. I don't know, I'm an animal lover, but that was fucking crazy, and they're going to be looking for this dog, and this dogs don't just do that. This is not a regular dog.
He looks.
Oh, shit.
He looked extremely like a regular dog, and he just stares at you blankly. Just
You can keep your secrets then. But I'm
Tail
100%.
wag.
Normal magic
But
dog.
we need to get off the street. I don't know if you guys have a place to stay or you need a place to stay, but you could stay with me. I'm sure Mother and Father won't mind too terribly. But if you're going to come with me, then I'm leaving now.
I have a place to stay. I have my caravan, but
the others have not also said their names.
Yes. Who are you?
Oh, I am Fee.
Like an amount owed? A debt?
Yes, but spelled F-I-E.
Oh, okay. You know, Odette would have been a funny thing too. Like, if you ever need like an alternate name, because it's like a fee is like Odette, like Odette. Like, yeah, just that one you can keep in the bank, no charge.
I like is the funny joke. It's good. We take this.
Okay.
We do this next. Yes, it's good.
And you are?
Me?
Yeah.
My name is Mina. I am a crusader for my goddess is Ilis Rey. Ilis Rey. She my goddess. I stay in the park. I stay in the park. I here to show people is good word of me goddess.
I need you two, besides Mina, give me quick history checks, just out of curiosity.
Oh god, I have shit history.
Oh,
Yeah, you do. You don't know shit about shit.
Oh shit!
never mind. You have absolutely no idea what Mina is talking about. You are not read up, since you hate scholars so much. You're not read up on gods and goddesses, so
That
you have
checks
no
out.
idea which gods or goddesses she is talking about.
If the gods really cared, they'd be involved with every man's life and not just picking and choosing who they like. So, that works for me.
The dog barks. JD barks.
Right? I like this dog. I like this dog.
You do. It's very sweet.
I ruffled
You
its
think from the
ears.
translation that he just says dog is God backwards. No, I'm just kidding.
And you're not wrong, are you, boy?
It's so
JD barks.
Ooh, I'm assuming boy. Boy? Girl.
Fee having no
Non-binary.
hesitation because she has literally grown up around animals, just kind of leans over and looks underneath to check.
Give me an animal handling check.
Let's see if you know dick about dick.
I want this.
Just so I can have a slight hint of possibly not embarrassing myself. Can I have advantage?
You can have advantage.
Thank
Because
you.
you're not two.
Watch, both of them are gonna be fucking shit.
Your mom gave you the weird
Sex
bird
talk.
and the bees talk a long time ago.
Advantage isn't that great,
It's
but I
alright.
can tell the difference.
I had the DC pretty damn low. Yes,
you can tell the
he is a
difference.
boy. JD is a boy.
The dog is male.
Great. Great. Okay.
Good
Mina
boy.
taking notes.
Would be better if girl, but it's okay. It's not.
Oh yeah, because drow are preferential to females.
But such a good boy. All right. Well, I think that we should go. I just want to get off the street, and if that means just a stop in, and then you could go to your caravan after. But I really need to get off this street, and see or hear any guards?
No, everybody's. this has only been like a couple of minutes, and people are trying to deal with the fires that are at the like city center. So there's not any guards yet, but you do still have a fugitive dog.
Yes, no, I'm okay. We've got to
And
make
jewels
it to my
on you that you probably shouldn't get.
Fuck! I've got to make it to my ship.
Boat, but
Well,
Okay,
a ship's a ship if
I
you
come
dream
with
hard
you.
enough.
emblazon that on a pillow. Okay?
Yeah. That's what my
You're
embroidery
beautiful like
was. So,
Roll for embroidery.
yeah, it's a dex, right?
Oh my god.
No, sleight of hand, sleight of hand.
Oh. So it's on there, but it looks shitty.
So it's kind of hard to see on whether it says ship or shit, but you know, it's the thought that counts.
I'd say the meaning works both ways.
Your mom turns that pillow around when you have guests.
Yeah, that checks out. That's what I'd do. All right, let's go. Well, I want to go this direction. I'd like to go to my house,
Yes.
get across the river. Honestly, oh shit. You know what? Fuck it. We were seen on this side of the river. Why would they? I don't think they jumped to conclude. Well, that's my plan. That's my plan.
Fee's standing there, like, not quite sure if she's supposed to be, like, interacting with this conversation that she's having with herself.
Oh, no, yeah, it's something I do. So, it's actually a mark of intelligence. I've read that talking to yourself or stuttering means that your brain is thinking faster than your mouth moves. Or-
She's street smart,
can
not
tell.
scholar smart, remember?
yeah.
No, it's
Fuck.
very smart. I see, it's very smart. You see? Look
We're
how
not sure
good
about
she
Mina.
speaks.
Let's go.
Good.
Okay, so you lead this merry band kind of through the streets. Like I said, everybody's kind of distracted, so you don't have anything to worry about right now.
Being careful though, like I'm not like I'm doing like the da 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 in my head as we try and
Oh,
round
you don't want to do it out
corners.
loud?
Not everything has to be vocalized.
While you're doing that, I'm literally walking around with my sword out.
Yeah,
The complete opposite.
being super stealthy and sneaky. I keep trying to tell you, get in the shadows, get in the shadows. Fuck it,
So then
fine.
I'm in the shadows.
Overt
I'm in the
is
shadows,
covert, I
the
guess.
sword
Overt
sticks
is
out of the
covert.
shadows. It's a sword from the shadows, kind of going along.
Is my boat still here?
What is...
That'll be a bitch.
Yeah, it's you had it staked kind of to the bank. You didn't have it at one of the like quote unquote ports, and it's like a river. They're like river ports because the river is used as kind of like a traffic way.
Yeah.
You didn't have it there because, well, you know, it's marked kind of thing. You know, people know your boat, so you have to kind of go to the banks to make sure that you're not like followed and tracked and that kind of thing.
Yep. Reginald's not gonna get me this time. All right.
Reginald.
Everyone in? JD.
The dog looks at the river, kind of uncertain.
Oh, don't be a little pussy. Get in the boat.
You see, he gives the dog equivalent of a glare when he's called pussy, and kind of backs away. I need you to give me another animal handling.
Oh.
He is not your dog. This is not going to be easy.
But I'm trying to help you.
Can I give a help action?
Yeah, you can give help.
Help too? Y'all help?
One help is all you need. If you want to roll again, see if you can get higher, just for funsies.
Listen, I realize that was maybe a tad bit aggressive, but I promise I am just trying to make sure that you do not end up unalived.
Can I just like go up
God.
and literally pick the dog up and just
No,
carry
no,
it
don't
on
do
my
that.
shoulder
Don't do
for
that.
them?
We've seen that it is not a regular dog. It has magic powers.
You could blink to the other side of town.
It's fine. I find you.
I do not
I
think
see
this
this
is a good
boat
plan.
bullshit.
Yes,
I
maybe.
know.
No, listen, it's either me or Scary Moon Lady.
I need Mina. I need you to give me an animal handling. You just picked him up.
Oh dear.
Fuck.
Oh, JD is squirming. You suddenly both disappear. And he reappears on the bank, and you end up in the river.
Ah!
Thankfully,
In the
you're
river.
still on the bank. You're just in the water.
JD.
I walk up and I look wet and
Wait,
annoyed.
wait. Okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna pull out like a bit of jerky, and I'm gonna
gonna
hold
say
it
that
to
too.
JD and say, "Listen, JD, I need you to get in the fucking boat, my darling. If you could do that, it would make everything else. So look at the jerky. Don't you want the jerky? Don't you?
JD is staring at the jerky,
Jerky.
and he kind of like starts to pad forward.
As he walks forward, I'm walking into the boat.
Boy.
Come on, JD.
So he hops up into the boat.
Good.
Oh,
Leash him to the boat.
boy.
Do you give him the jerky?
Yes, of course. I'm not a
Okay.
tease.
Yes, he
He's
happily
not
eats
a
the jerky.
monster.
Listen,
I
more
know,
jerky
like,
if you stay in the boat and stay quiet. I don't know if this dog can speak common, but you're very clever, aren't you? I bet you can.
He seems to
JD
be
stares
able
at
to
you.
understand us very well.
Cuss at the
continues to
dog in
stare.
Elvish.
JD,
Don't
are
curse
you?
at the dog.
JD is my own creation. He is. I'll just let you in right
Are
now.
you the prince?
Yes, he is. He is my own creation. I will tell you right now. I'm not quite going off of the Blink Dog stuff because technically Blink Dogs only understand Sylvan. He is something else, but he is akin to that. So,
I don't know
but
what
he
that
understands you.
is, so I'm down for whatever you do with this dog.
Maybe it's like a telepathy thing. Like it's like you can understand the thought, but not necessarily the language. Okay.
JD continues to stare. He's in the boat.
I get in the boat.
Everyone in?
Wet.
I want to get in the
I'm
boat and
annoyed.
sit next to JD and give him scritches behind the ear to tell him how much of a good boy he is.
JD moves away from Mina.
I glare at the dog.
You know, I honestly don't blame him on that one. How would you
I
feel if
don't
some
either.
random stranger picked you up?
The dog put me in the water. I don't
You
know.
startled him!
Honestly, seems fair. As we're having this conversation, I'm pushing the dinghy off.
Okay.
Mean dog.
So you're heading across the river,
lady.
even though my map doesn't, it's kind of hard to tell with this map. This river is quite wide. It's made for like shipping vessels and stuff like that. So you are, you know, or like rowing your way across.
Yeah.
And from your, even though it's a little bit far away, you can still see kind of like the flickering lights of fire from where the podium was. And you see guards, people still crossing the bridge, mostly guards, because you can tell the glinting armor and that kind of thing. That there's still kind of like pandemonium kind of going on, but you guys are not there anymore, so you're not entirely sure what's going on. All you know is that you're out of harm's way for the moment.
Actually, before we leave the bank completely, I'm going to ask them to keep the dog in the boat for a second. I'm going to go back out to the alley and make kind of like a low and then high whistle and see if any of the urchins are out.
Okay, give me a persuasion. Let me check. Hold on really quick.
Look at my power.
God damn it, nat 20.
Whoa, dude.
You give this low high whistle, and you see kind of you see three or four. I don't know, say 3 or 4. You see 3 of these little kids come out, kind of ratty clothes. Again, the poverty thing isn't a huge problem because of the fertility of this island. However, there is, you know, some people who aren't doing the best, and including, you know, orphans kind of thing. So these kids have learned to live on the street a little bit better than others. So they've got kind of ratty clothes a little bit. They seem to be a little bit rough and tumble. There's 2 boys and a girl. The girl seems to be the oldest. She's wearing kind of like that cap low on her head, very tomboyish. She comes forward kind of looking around. She knows what the whistle means. And then she looks up at you, kind of tilting her head. She doesn't make contact yet because you're the one that called them. So
I'd like to try
she,
and do kind of like a trick with my hands. It's probably going to be a sleight of hand. But I want to produce 3 silver pieces in my knuckles, like a magic trick.
Okay. Give me sleight of hand.
Well, it could be worse. Could be better.
You did 3 silver pieces. You dropped 2 of them.
I just picked them up and put them in my knuckles.
But
I'm
you
usually
did
better
manage
at that.
to do that, like that Jack Sparrow thing where you can flick the one between your knuckles. And they seem to be slightly amused. The little boys, the young boys, seem to be amused. The girl is just like, I know that's money. Now what do you want, kind of thing. Like, she doesn't say it, but she's watching the money.
I need you to put your ear to the ground and see what you can pick up or hear.
The girl looks at the money and then looks at the kids, and then she nods. And the kids, like, both give that silent salute kind of thing, and they do, like, they literally put their ears to the ground for a moment. A moment. And then they both giggle and run away, and she takes the money and follows them at, like, a leisurely pace.
And then, I'd say, I'll be back probably tomorrow evening.
She gives you, a wave over her shoulder. She still hasn't said anything.
Man, I love the youth of this city. And get into the boat. These youths.
These youths. You're not even that old.
Okay. That's what I just wanted to make sure I put out some feelers, some little birds. Okay.
Alrighty. So you guys rowing across, kind of trying to avoid most of the traffic. There's like a fire boat is the best I can think of it, like one that actually can use water to help douse flames. It's kind of quickly going past. You guys managed to go around that. And JD is kind of still looking around, unsure of the boat and the water. You don't see him look like he's about to blink or anything. He's just seriously not sure. And he does seem to pay attention when
Yeah.
Should do it again.
There we go.
He does seem to pay attention.
God damn it.
He does seem to pay attention when. Where you go.
When you start nearing the noble side of the bank, he knows.
JD, I need you to listen to me very carefully. I feel like you can understand me, so hopefully this does not get lost in that beautiful little doggy brain of yours. I need you to not go home. I need you to come with me so that you may be safe, get plenty, maybe a nice juicy bone, plenty of cuddles.
He huffs and kind of sniffs at where the jerky was in your pocket.
Yes, more jerky if you agree to the terms. I need you to blink twice if you understand what I've said.
He snuffles.
No, I said blink twice if you understand what I've said.
You told a blink dog to blink?
No, not like that. Listen, JD, I mean, with your eyes, not with your magic.
JD snuffles again before setting his head on the side of the boat.
Oh.
It will have to be good enough, and I give him a tiny piece of jerky.
He quickly eats it.
Sweet boy.
This is either going to be shit, or it'll go okay. I need someone to make sure they keep a hand on his leash.
I got it.
Oh, perfect.
No.
Listen, I know that you have feelings, and they were hurt. But we still...
Hope he go in the water. He put me in water. He go in water too.
He didn't put you in that much water. He just put you on the bank, in the water.
Your feet got a little sloshy. Maybe you have wet socks and that's making you have a pissy attitude.
They very wet. Is annoy. I annoy.
That's what you got to wear. Wool dries fast. We'll get you a nice pair of wool socks when things cool down.
Or you just don't wear socks. And then she holds her foot up and it's just like a pair of rope sandals.
That's how you get blisters. No. That's how you get blisters.
You don't get blisters.
Listen, it depends on the quality of the rope, but everyone knows wool socks.
My shoes have never given me blisters.
Wool
But there's
socks and
blister.
a good pair of
Does it
leather
give you
boots.
bliss?
So you guys get to the other bank as you guys are arguing about blisters, and the moment the boat rocks up on the bank, JD jumps out.
Motherfucker! You said you had him!
I do still have him! Because I'm being dragged by him.
Fee, give me a strength check.
Oh, God.
I knew I should have asked the
That
paladin.
fucking sucks.
Alex grab Fee as she starts being dragged out.
Okay, yeah, then give me with advantage.
What the fuck is that, Fee?
Here.
That's what happens when you have a nugget.
yeah.
What?
I was gonna say
Well-
whoever has the highest strength hold the dog. And you went, I volunteer
Well,
as
okay,
tribute.
I said with advantage, but I guess Sam also rolled. So.
I don't care about dog. I save the Fee.
Oh, okay. Well, then you hold on very tightly to Fee
As the Fee lets go of the dog leash.
as the
Save
leash
you,
comes
Fee.
through, and he jumps on the bank. But he just sits there. He sits down.
Jesus Christ.
Wanted to be out of the boat.
I'm gonna quickly
He just wanted to be out of the boat.
strap the boat to
my
the
God.
side of the bank,
Okay.
and I'm gonna hold out a piece of jerky, and I'm gonna look at the girls and I'm like, this way, and start taking the dog baited with jerky home, along with these two
Nina?
girls.
Okay.
Nina,
Yes.
you can put me down now.
Oh. Yes, I put you down. You're welcome. I saved your life from horrible dog.
It's not
No, you're a
horrible.
very lovely boy, aren't you? Don't listen to me.
He just does not like boats.
Or mean women grabbing him randomly without permission. You did not ask for consent once.
It is true.
And then once my
just
feet
do
are back
that.
on the ground, I just kind of like scurry after.
I get out of the boat as well.
Okay,
I'm
so
assuming
you
you guessed
are
that,
heading
but-
towards your home, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys follow Izzy, and she leads you to her home. There is kind of like a district, like another district that's like the merchant district, which again is different from the scholar noble district.
Yeah, fuck him.
There is, God damn it, it's gonna be like Hatfields and McCoys. God damn.
Rude men who read.
Now, merchants can become scholars, but
Yeah, we
like
call
them,
those
they
traitors.
like everybody else, they'd have to take the test. However, merchant nobles become merchant nobles by, being really successful merchants.
What if the
However,
reason Izzy is all against the scholars is because she scored 1 point lower than what you would need to be a scholar?
yeah, you tried to take the entrance exam, and it was just.
It's a bullshit set of
You're one
rules
up.
anyway.
System is rigged.
Embervale hasn't done affirmative action for halflings yet,
Yeah.
so.
Sorry, I'll stop interrupting.
No, you're fine. But there is definitely a difference. The scholar nobles are the only ones that can end up on the council. So the monarch's council underneath the veiled selectant, which is Eloa, which is the previous. She's basically the dowager princess, I think. I don't know how it's classified technically. She didn't take the throne. She let her brother take the throne.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're in kind of like a separate area just because that's kind of how it ended up, and not a lot of merchants attempt to do the scholar route because they got money through business. But because they got money and their titles through business, they are not on the council. You have to go through the testing. So there's like a kind of a little bit of a divide. Nobody looks down on either end. It's just that's the big difference. So you go home. So Izzy's family, the Flight Feet family, have this lovely home. It's not like palace or anything like that, but it is quite lovely because her father has done very well for himself. Edwin Flight Feet owns quite a few boats on the river and is heavily involved in the shipping business, and his family is heavily involved in the shipping business up and down the river. The Bluefire River, which leads into one of the biggest tributary that leads into the Embervale River, which is the largest river on the island. However, as of late, Edwin has become sick. He has aged a little bit, and he is not up to his prime. So he is hoping that Izzy is more than happy to take over the business, along with her mother, Mira. And so he is under the impression that Izzy is every day going out and learning more about the business, and thus why their profits are doing so well. And he is unaware of Izzy's other business affiliates. So, I don't know if that's the right music, but that's what I'm choosing. So you come, so you enter your house. It's a very nice hobbit halfling house above ground, with hobbit-sized things. So the two humanoids with you, well, the humanoids, they're not both humans, one of them technically could change, are a lot taller than most of the things in this house. You smell something cooking, so Mira's in the kitchen, probably cooking something up for the family. She chose not to go anywhere near the execution. She is not into that.
Yeah.
So she is home, making a midday meal for the family. Edwin is upstairs, most likely, still, bed rest is what the doctor says overall. So he is probably upstairs, while the twins are, it sounds like they're playing in the back garden.
All right. So
JD starts sniffing around. JD smells food.
yes, I'm going to, Mom, Mother.
Oh, what's going on?
So I've invited a few friends over for. Oh God, what time of day is it?
It's midday. The execution was at, I'm sorry I said this, high noon.
Okay.
But you see a lovely,
For lunch.
lovely looking older halfling come out in an apron, little plump, rosy cheeks, kind of like the New Jersey curl kind of thing going on at the top. And she's wiping her hands on the apron. What? You brought guests! That's great!
Yes.
Come on in! I love serving guests. Izzy, you should have told me you were bringing friends over. I would have made more. I'm just gonna have to make this stretch a little bit. Oh, there's a dog in the house!
Yes. So I'm looking after this dog for a friend for a while. Terribly bright.
Oh, good! My little Izzy has friends, and she brought them
Mom,
over.
I had friends for a while. You always do this. You always start off with this.
What do you mean? I'm not doing anything. I'm greeting your friends.
We're gonna go upstairs, Mom. Love you. And start shoving the girls.
I'll bring snacks up in a little bit.
We don't need stuff. Actually, do you
Nice
have
to
the
meet you.
chocolate oatmeal cookies?
Of course I do.
We'll take those. Thank
Do you
Mom.
want your nut milk?
No, of course I won't.
Yes,
Fucking
please. I would like. Thank
Okay,
you very much.
I'll bring it up
I like
for you, dears.
You have nice, small, cute house. Thank you.
Okay, all right,
Mina is like trying not to hit her head on things.
all right, okay, thanks. Bye. Jumps upstairs.
So you head upstairs. You hear some coughing from down the hallway, and that's where your dad is in his bedroom.
Every cough kind of like really like reverberates in
Yeah.
Izzy.
It's
And it's that dad coughing, so it's like that guttural kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
is
Are you trying to
Oh,
say
she's saying
my
your
name?
name.
yes.
I thought you were having a stroke. Okay.
No,
JD barks.
is
Izzy.
Is
Is-
is
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 Is E.
easy.
Yeah. Got
Easy.
it. Got it in one.
Okay. Is person cough is okay?
Well, it's a difficult question to answer.
Oh.
Not doing the best that he could be, but yeah, he's been having better days recently.
Izzy's dad has kind of like the fantasy equivalent of TB.
I will tonight I pray my goddess for coughing and for
Well,
you.
I appreciate the gesture. But yeah, so up in the room with JD.
What's your room look like?
Oh, it's pretty spacious, being the daughter of a, not badly well-off merchant family. There are maps of the city, different trade routes and things like that she's been studying and looking at. There are books on some of the local merchant families and things that she's trying to keep an eye out for, possible deals that could maybe go through. She's got a weather almanac for farming and what crops might be. Like, surprisingly has a pretty big hand on the, trying to put a hand on the pulse of the continent, because you never know, like, investing in or making sure that you've got like a wheat harvest lined up can all depend on what the weather was supposed to be like 5 months from now. And so, like, using those tools and things like that to make something happen. But also, like, mixed in is a whole bunch of, like, fantasy, like, literature and things like that. These tales of great adventure, to where...
So Izzy's current endeavors seem to be, like, you want to help your dad out, and doing the underhanded stuff seems to be faster.
Scratches an itch, yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to be the life goal.
No. If Izzy could do anything and knew her family would be okay, she would probably sail to the uncharted parts of the island or travel into these uncharted parts. She loves discoveries. So, but the things that matter are closer to home right now. So,
yeah.
Sweet.
JD sniffing around and immediately jumps on the bed and sits.
Couldn't imagine a better spot for you. Perfect.
JD's about the same size as a halfling, so he kind of just takes up the whole bed.
A snuggle buddy for later. So, you guys know, like, the queen being executed. Just something doesn't feel right about that. Like, you've heard what happened, yes?
She turned into evil thing in the fire with the horse.
No, that's what you saw, darling. I'm talking about what did you hear?
She poisoned the people. She mean the poison.
No. So that was never.
Scholar bastards. The people.
Yeah.
Is what I hear.
Bastards.
So, I personally don't think that she did the crimes that she was accused of. I think that it was these people being afraid of anything out of the unusual, and anytime anyone brings up the boogeyman, they immediately start panicking and throwing salt over their shoulders.
Oh. Does she know do these things?
I think it was all a
She
lie.
She good queen.
Here's what...
I didn't hear much about it because traveling a lot, you only get information when you stop in cities. How much were they able to prove?
From my understanding, all of it was just hearsay, and they had witnesses, but a few good coins can buy as many witnesses as you need.
It's true. Oh no, this very bad? She is killed.
I think...
Why you let it happen?
I've got a dinghy and a dog.
And you didn't even get the dog until afterwards.
Yes!
Dinghy and a dog.
So before you only had the dinghy.
Exactly.
Oh.
It's hard to, especially when you're smaller, right? The big people tend to not listen as much.
Oh no. It's my fault. I sorry. I upset because I believe wrong people and I try to kill her myself. So I feel guilty.
I did hear you saying that you would do it. Very strange.
Well, see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, jumping into conclusions before you have all the information.
Yes.
Well, you know,
Very important.
it would be wild, a wild world if you were the only person that ever happened to. Like, people do that all the time.
That's true.
Um,
Did
so-
you know this is how people is here?
So, Mina, Sherlock, I love you, baby girl, baby boy. I love you.
Is it JD?
No, God damn it, Sherlock, stop it. So, Mina, you would kind of understand what some of the stuff that was said one of her crimes was, or at least the rumors, was voices being whispered into people's ears, and compelling people to do things was one of her crimes, and that is definitely something you would know about.
True.
And having dealt with, you know that such things can happen. Now you don't know much about whatever she's become / what she might have been. You don't know. However, you definitely understand when somebody says something about, whispering in people's ears and compelling them to do things.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Do you think,
I basically tell them that. So they know that I also know that.
do you
said
think
it very
maybe
well,
maybe she was compelled too? Here's what I think. I think that this is all going to sound probably ridiculous, and it's probably half of it because of the books I read, but I think that she had a part of that. If she was the daughter of that witch, maybe she kept a part of that witch's soul alive in her own goodness and humanity, and when we chopped or snuffed out that humanity that was left of her, we unleashed something far more evil. But
I think it's possible.
I do read a lot of fiction, so
No, I think it's maybe possible. But then what do we do? It is
JD.
happened.
JD barks.
what is it, boy?
So,
Jimmy's in a well.
JD seems to be staring at you quite intently, as if he kind of understood what you were saying.
The Jimmy in a well part, or the... Listen, it's...
JD then goes to lick his balls, like he lost the moment.
Oh, I wish I had... Wait a minute. Mother! Mother!
Yes, dear.
To put
yes.
the hands out the rope. Do we have, I know... Do we have that... Do we have a speak with animals scroll still, or did we use that last Christmas?
No, dear. You know, your father's very allergic, so we don't keep a lot of animals in the house. So, I don't mind the pooch. He's very cute. I keep switching accents, and I'm so sorry.
I'm loving it though.
He's very
Love
cute,
it.
but you have to keep him from your father. All right. We don't have any of those scrolls, but I've got your cookies here. And I brought you some of that nut milk, that hazelnut milk you love so much.
Perfect.
Now, I asked you when you went out this morning. You didn't go to that awful beheading, did you?
No! Of course... No. Why would you even...
Hands
Yes,
on
we
hips.
were there. We were at there.
No. What she's saying is we were never there. And I kind of turn away from my mother to glare
I
at
try and cover Mina's mouth.
And
See?
You know what check you need to make.
Is it intimidation or persuasion?
It's gonna be persuasion.
I'm giving the help action.
Fuck. That's not enough.
That's your.
Wait, do I roll again since she's helping?
Yeah, sure. I don't know how she's helping.
Yeah, I don't think she was either, personally.
You see your mother puts her hands on her hips. Now you listen here, young lady. I know you're an adult, but that kind of thing is not for you to watch. That lady got what she deserved, and so did her mother. You weren't there. You did not see what your father and I saw. You know, you lost your uncle. You know your uncle Timothy, he got lost. He was lost in a
Was
terrible
in the
fire
woods.
caused by Candea.
So
Andrea.
that's like saying that the logic you're using is like saying that children are responsible for the parents' sins. If that was the case, every crime or anything you ever did wrong would fall on my head.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
It's kind
I'm
of what you're
that-
saying.
Young lady, are you sassing me?
No.
He literally
You
just
make
sits
a
there with
good
that like
point,
awkward
then.
friend kind of look of the, my friend's arguing with her mom in front of me, and I'm not. I'm uncomfortable.
Mina's just fucking going for it. But
Now
you know,
you eat your cookies.
you make a
and-
good point. Your daughter should make a point. Like, if this milk, it make me sick, I die, then it is your fault. But then you blame my daughter. Even though you gave me
Mira
poison.
looks super offended that her food could cause anybody illness.
Oh, your food delicious. It's very nice. It not kill me. I try use as example. Example. See?
Example.
Yes.
Okay, so Mira is this halfling, like hands on hips, staring at a very tall drow.
Who is probably like bent over at the
punching,
waist.
Yeah, bent over.
Yeah.
And she eyes you for a minute and then looks back to Izzy. Izzy, I'll allow a sleepover tonight, but perhaps we should say goodbye to your friends tomorrow. And then she steps out.
I
This
think I
gets you
make
in trouble.
mistake.
You are totally an adult, Izzy. She's that mom.
I've got to get my own fucking house.
I try to help you and I make worse.
no, you were wonderful. You were wonderful. You ever have someone love you so much that they constantly love you and it honestly starts to feel like maybe it's smothering you and you don't know what to say because you also love them, but God, it just like a minute of freedom and you'd probably explode.
JD barks.
Right?
Yes.
No.
Oh,
Oh.
My family loves me, but they also let me go whenever I want.
Oh, that sounds fucking great.
yeah. So I don't know if either of you noticed because you really haven't seen her before, but her hair's white. I don't know if either of you would know what that means, but
I
My
just
hair
assumed
is also white. We are both drow.
No, no.
my hair's
It is
brown,
white.
but you don't see me bragging about it.
I'm just saying. Sorry. JD barks.
Quite, right? JD,
Can I tell if like JD knows?
You can't tell shit. JD's slobbering on the bed.
That's true.
This dog.
well, fuck. I don't know. I kind of want to ask the dog what he knows about anything, but like, I don't have that ability.
I don't either.
Is there somewhere we can get a scroll to do so?
There's Bertrand's.
It is a spell druids can learn later, but you can also just talk to JD.
But all he does is bark.
Oh, we can.
Well, that's when you ask yes or no questions.
Yes.
I have an
yes.
idea. And she sets up a hoop. Like she pulls down some of the cartography or the embroidery hoops from her
Pillow making?
Well, no, it's her mom
No.
tried very hard for her to be a lady, and it didn't go well. There's a reason the pillows get turned,
Love it.
and so she has these hoops because, of course, a bunch of useless crafts, and so she puts these hoops on the floor, and one she takes a marker and writes on the floor yes, inside the hoop. And then on the other one, she puts no, and then she puts some yarn balls in front of JD. She's like, the plan, JD darling, is that you are going to pick up and put the yarn in a yes circle if the answer to the question is yes. And you're going to put a yarn ball in the no circle if the answer to the question is no. Or if you can shapeshift into something else and wanted to do that, give it a whirl, I don't know.
Ooh.
JD stares at the thing that you've set out, and he jumps off the bed and he's kind of like sniffing around both. Give me both a persuasion and animal handling check. And I'm gonna add them and see what happens.
Not bad. Could be worse.
If you add them, it's a 29. Ooh.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Numbers go up.
Yeah.
I helped.
My help action was adding for you.
Man, fuck basic math, though. I'd take it.
JD looks from the hoops to kind of all the cartography you have. And you, I'm gonna guess, have a few, if not at least one, map of Embervale. So you know, like, so I'm gonna guess you do have one.
Yeah.
And he kind of stares at it for a minute. And then he blinks away. He disappears.
Motherfucker!
What do we do now?
I had to plan with the yarn and the hoops and...
It was a very cute plan.
And then suddenly JD's back.
Oh!
Ah!
And he drops at your feet a dagger.
Oh god, I thought you were going to say a head.
This is better?
I mean, I'd take a dagger over a loose head. You can't easily... I can explain a dagger to Mother. A loose head?
Valid. Okay.
This dagger is it's pristine. It's got a black blade that looks like glass, like obsidian. And the hilt is that motif that you saw a lot with the Queen's jewelry.
Ooh.
That red, black, and blue.
I'm gonna take the jewelry out of my pocket and I want to like put it near the neck, the dagger.
They match. The motifs are very the same. So you can infer that this is the Queen's. Or this belonged to the Queen. And then along the hilt, you see letters in Sylvan.
I could do halfling and thieves can't. But I recognize this.
Sylvan.
You can read Sylvan?
Okay.
Well, it's a language. I don't know if I can read it,
Yeah,
but
that's
I
what
would
it would
assume
be.
if I know the
Yeah,
language.
you can read it. So along the blade, kind of looking at this, and it looks in the light. It's one of those you kind of have to like hold the blade and make it glint a little bit to read it. But along the blade, it says King Killer. And that's all you know.
Fuck me.
And that's where we'll end the episode!
Woo!
Yay.
Oh my god, I'm so excited!
So that's where we're gonna stop it.
I'm so excited.
I lost 3 health.
I am
And
generic.
gained a dog.
And I rescued a... Did you know, I feel like it wasn't hard to know that was something that, like, as soon as you described that dog and I saw what was getting ready to happen, I went, oh, fuck, I'm diving for it, aren't I?
I knew all 3 of you. At least 2 of you would go for the dog.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Sam's
I'm
a
assuming
wild
you knew
card.
I would not.
Yeah.
I'm chaos. I'm chaotic good, so
She decided, no, I stopped the queen!
I will stop the queen single-handedly with my
Single-handedly, yeah.
Single-swordedly.
Amazing.
Love it.
I'm gonna stop recording
That was
now.
fun, guys.
Okay.
Oh.